We watched the Abbott versus Evenwald case, which was the state of Texas, and Sue Evenwald said it's not fair. The state of Texas has violated the Constitution in constructing apportionment districts strictly by one human being to another. And we think it should be eligible voters. Well, the Supreme Court disagreed with Evenwald. But here's the good part for us. We never thought that case would win. We were watching it very carefully. Had it won, it would have helped us, because it would have taken representation from Los Angeles and given it back to rural areas. But we didn't think they'd win, and here's why. The 14th Amendment is very clear. It says all people will be counted for the purposes of representation. It doesn't say eligible voters, doesn't say anything about it. In fact, Justice Thomas said, there is no construction in the Constitution that dictates to a state how it will construct its apportionment districts. A state can do it, and this is my quote, not his, you can do it based on three-toed tree frogs if you want to, as long as the people of the state are not injured in that process. So the Supreme Court agreed with the state of Texas that they had not violated the Constitution by constructing their apportionment based on all people. However, 4 of the justices, and it was a 4-4, this was a tie. And in the Supreme Court, if you tie, you lose, right? If you're on the plaintiffs, or the defendants, or excuse me, the defendant's side, yeah. So, no, I said that wrong, the plaintiff's side. If you're on the plaintiff's side and there's a tie, you lose. But anyway, but what Justice Thomas said was, the construct of the Constitution says nothing about how a state will construct its state apportionment. Nothing. And people are free to do whatever they want. So that opens the door for us, and there's a lot more to that. There are probably 150 pages that I just can't mention here, it's too much. There's a lot more to it than that, but what they are saying is, we expect more representation cases, we welcome them, and here's the good part for us. And if you want to win one, you're going to do it this way, and this way. If you will, the conservative justices on the United States Supreme Court laid out a breadcrumb trail for us to follow with our case, and our attorneys are reading that case. I've probably read it 10 times. And I still need to read it 10 more before I fully understand the opinion. But it gives us an opening that we perhaps didn't have. Here's our problem. If we go to court and we tie, we lose. So we must have, I don't usually care about national politics because, quite frankly, in California, we don't impact those events. By the time the primary is here, the candidate's already selected. Usually in the national election, they're calling the winner before our polls even close. But we need a conservative because we need a conservative justice. This will go on party line, trust me. And if you read the Abbott case, you should see some of the stuff that Ginsburg wrote and Sotomayor wrote. Well, illegal aliens deserve as much voice as citizens do. Now wait, let's stop right here. I'm not against immigration. I'm not. I think that anyone that comes here and follows the rules is welcome here. And believe me, I've flown all over the world. I have friends in 150 countries. There are a lot more colors than are represented in this room. I am not a prejudiced person, never was, never will be. But you need to follow the rules when you come here, that's all. But what Sotomayor says, I don't care whether you follow the rules or not. You're going to get as much representation as a citizen does. But Thomas and Alito disagreed, and so did 2 other justices. But it's an opening for us.